In this video, I will show you the first performance results of DCS in virtual reality using my new computer system, the Quest 3 and the Pimax Crystal. The system specifications are as follows. I run DCS in VR on a RTX 4090 with a i9 14900KF and 64GB of RAM DDR5 6000. And here are the in-game settings that we are using to run this quick performance test. I have put everything to quite high, if not all. The pixel density within DCS is at 1.0, as I like to change that in either the MetaLink app or in the Pimax apps. But more on that later. And we do this test with DLSS quality enabled, as with the RTX 4090 I get very sharp results even with this being turned on. Do also know that I run a dual PC setup, so the recording is not impacting the performance that you see on the screen. In this first test, we are running DCS with the Quest 3 using virtual desktop on Godlike settings, the 90Hz mode. As you can see, we are flying low on the Caucasus map. There are planes next to us, enemies in front of us. It looks all very sharp and we keep a stable 90 FPS. Nothing to complain here. Almost no dips, if any. Oh, well, there we had a 2-frame dip. But this is fantastic to play. Nothing to complain here. Again, everything looks sharp with the Godlike settings in virtual desktop. Yeah, fantastic. Even here, if we go closer to this chopper here that will shoot at us, it stays at a 90 FPS, even though there's a lot of things going on here. It has a bit more problems maintaining 90 FPS here on the carrier, with a lot of F-18 planes, but once I look away, it goes back to 90 FPS and it stays there. It just has a little bit problems with rendering all the, all the actions going on around here. Just not sure if that has to do with the actual system or that DCS here in this image is just not as optimized as it should be. But once we switch to high settings in virtual desktop instead of Godlike, it's better and it can maintain quite the 90 FPS here, especially, looking elsewhere or flying elsewhere. Okay, in this test I have ditched virtual desktop and I have now connected my Quest 3 using the link cable to my computer. And why not, I have put it on the 120Hz mode with a 1.5 times render skill. And as you can see, what a performance here, even hitting 120 FPS with high settings here, flying low on the Caucasus map. Hitting 120 FPS, I am repetitive, but I am enthusiastic here. In this clip, I have lowered the render scaling to 1.3 instead of 1.5. And as you can see, it can now maintain that 120 FPS easier. And yeah, it's not how I would play, because I like to maintain 90 Hz, and I can tell you with the link cable connected to my PC, the Quest 3 connected to my PC, it's very easy to maintain 90 Hz. So that's why I just went for the 120 Hz mode here straight away. So you can see what the performance is like, and yeah, it's pretty good. And again, back on the carrier, here it goes straight into reprojection mode. There's just too much stuff going on, but once I look away, it will want to hit that 120 FPS here. So yeah, good. Alright, we have ditched the Quest 3 and I am now playing with the Pimax Crystal on the default resolution without eye tracking. So it fully renders the whole image in the default resolution. It is as sharp as it can be, and as you can see, the performance is quite amazing here, flying low again on the Caucasus map, high settings, maintaining not a very stable 90 FPS, but it stays there for most of the times. Still super happy with this. Here we are flying in the F-16, again with the Pimax Crystal, without eye tracking on the default resolution. Here it has a bit of a harder time maintaining 90 FPS, especially when looking down here on the village. Yeah, but it's so sharp, it's unbelievable. It's fantastic, and I'm quite amazed that it can still maintain this FPS. And in this scene we are flying very low, there's a lot of things going on. people are getting shot down, bombs are being dropped almost on me here, and we are keeping in those high 80s here, maintaining a nice 90 FPS. And yeah, this is just, you know, this is how you want to play DCS. Just put on your headset, not having to worry about the performance and playing on the highest settings. But of course, if you play with the Pimax Crystal, you want to use the magic of eye tracking. And these are the settings that I play with. And as you can see, I play with a foveated resolution of 300%. And that's really, really, really sharp, I can tell you. And the performance, outstanding. And here we are playing with the Pimax Crystal 90 Hz mode with eye tracking and 300% foveate resolution. I know the image looks blurry here because I don't know how to really capture the image here, but trust me when I say that what I see in the headset in the middle to wherever I look, it is super sharp. And to maintain that 90 FPS here, flying low on the Caucasus map, is absolutely magnificent. And now flying over the Syria map, and as you can see, looking down the village here without eye tracking, it had some difficulties. With eye tracking, yeah, man, it just goes with it. It just goes along and it stays at 90 FPS and it never wants to dip. Even in a multiplayer session here on the ground, on the Enigma Cold War server, I maintain 90 FPS, and that's again on the ground. When I'm in the air, no problems whatsoever, and super, super sharp. Okay, and here is just some funny tests. With the Pimax Crystal, eye tracking 120 Hz mode. Yeah, surprisingly, it kind of hits that 120 FPS here. But yeah, it's a little bit up and down here. As you see, it doesn't want to maintain a stable 120 FPS. So again, I rather play on the 90 Hz mode, which is more than enough. Now, this was just a quick performance test, flying by the way over the Syria map here, 120 Hz, and as you can see, it maintains over 100 FPS here with the Pimax Crystal. That's quite insane. I know this is not really a great benchmark or an official professional benchmark. I'm not good at that. I just wanted to share my first results here as maybe as a flex, I don't know. But to see that playing DCS in VR it's getting there. It's absolutely, with the new hardware that's coming out, maybe even with the 5X series, there's going to be a point where everyone will be playing with a VR headset. I am sure about it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. I'm quitting the game here. Ciao, ciao.